Alright everyone, as I expected, Kengan Omega chapter 147 provided a 3-month time skip, revealing what happened over those 3 months, and then some very interesting stuff at the end of this chapter regarding Sussy Boy Kiryu. My ability to talk still isn't at 100%, so again I may sound a little bit weird throughout today's video, so sorry about that. But if you're new here and enjoy Kengan content, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, join the Discord. Now, let's get into it. This chapter also provided some wholesome moments such as Koga and Yamashita heading to work, where we get it revealed that there's been a 3-month time skip. Over those 3 months, they had the funeral for Kureiro in the Kure village, with all these various characters arriving to pay their respects, such as all these Kengan fighters, etc. We see Oma in a funeral suit, which is something unique. Also mentioning that they haven't seen Oma since that funeral. My guess is it happened fairly fast after the whole Kengan vs Purgatory tournament, so it's been quite a while since I've seen Oma. Most likely, my guess is been training alongside Kuro Ryan, preparing for his fight against the Tiger Nico sometime in the future. Or perhaps he's just been chilling, who knows. But we have Yamashita and Koga arriving to the office. Rin has now returned from her overseas travels, and yeah, they're just, doing their stuff. Also, around the start of the chapter, Koga mentions that he's felt never better and that he's ready for a match anytime, so it's safe to say Koga is now fully recovered, which is good, with it being revealed that it's Koga's day off. And something else I also kinda wanted to see happen, or was kinda expecting, and we have Koga going to Hayami's university, so they are kinda friends now. I was kinda expecting this based on the interaction in the Kengan vs Purgatory tournament when Hayami had his fight, so this is pretty cool to see, with Koga pretty much here to check up on Hayami, with it pretty much being known that Hayami's father was murdered by the worm. They don't know the truth that Hayami himself actually killed him. And we actually see what Hayami did to his body here. Pretty, brutal. In their conversation, we also learned that Koga had his first official Kengan match against someone with no wins and 3 losses, where Koga was able to acquire a victory. I'm pretty disappointed that we didn't get to actually see Koga's first official match live. Maybe we'll get a flashback, but I personally doubt it. Koga does mention that the guy was actually pretty tough, but I'm thinking Koga probably won quite easily. It'll be cool if we get to see Koga fight one of the Kengan fighters from the Annihilation tournament that didn't participate in the Purgatory tournament, to see where Koga currently sits regarding his power, and whatever improvements he's able to acquire over these 3 months will be pretty interesting. Regardless of Koga meeting up with Hayami to see how Hayami is going, it's not really working. Hayami, big brain energy, has no remorse or doesn't really care about his father too much. It got revealed that his uncle is now running the business and it's going fairly well considering everything that happened, with them agreeing to meet up for dinner sometime in the future. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Koga and Hayami's relationship develops in the future, and maybe we see Koga train with Hayami at some point, which would be pretty cool. But from there we cut to Koishi's dojo, seeing some of Koga's training. The extra large boxing bed, we see Koga absolutely clapping it, so showing his improvement slightly if you think back to how much he struggled with it earlier in the training arc of Koga. So some improvements, showing again that he's no longer injured and ready to go, with Koichi mentioning that Cosmo and Adam are out training, so they're currently not here, and that he's just preparing for something that he may get himself into, which we see shortly. So Koga's walking the street and we see that he is meeting up with Oma, which is very surprising. Mentioning again that they haven't seen one another since Irio's funeral, and that Koga's the one who asked Oma to meet him here, with Oma mentioning that he had nothing better to do. Again, my theory is he's just been training with Kure Ryan over the 3 months, preparing for his fight with the Tiger Nico, or just getting stronger as a whole. They have some nice small talk about the season changing, just regular stuff like that, with Koga asking whether he's going to go back to fighting. Oma says maybe if I ever feel like it again. I think Oma's up to something, more so training. And then Koga just says it. You mind if I ask you to fight me? So Koga is wanting to fight current Oma. My guess is, considering what Koga said after Oma defeated Lo Long, he wants to see where he currently sits strength-wise compared to Oma, his current target. So of course, Oma will most likely clap Koga if they do actually fight. I'm guessing it will be in the street. If it's a Kengan match, it may be pretty ugly for Koga, so I'm guessing it's going to be a street fight. Similar to the whole situation between Koga and Konkoro, where Koga would challenge him to see where he currently sits and then get stronger, challenge him again, etc. But the gap this time is much larger, so Koga is going to go through a lot of training after getting clapped by Oma shortly. At least that's what I personally think is going to happen. But yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting, and maybe we'll have Oma actually training Koga a little bit. That could be pretty cool. I wasn't sure whether that was going to happen, but considering this, it is a possibility, and Koga do be an absolute mad lad. So yeah, hopefully we actually get to see them actually fight, even if it is Oma absolutely clapping him. So that's all the wholesome or more so lighthearted stuff of the chapter out of the way. Now let's get into the very interesting and suspicious stuff. So we see Ryuki meeting up with Kiryu saying, I'm glad to see you, so have you made up your mind? Ryuki with this quite, smug, serious, excited face, I don't even know how to explain it, saying, let's go Kiryu, and then Kiryu's words for the final panel, yes Ryuki, let's set the world right again. So what is Ryuki and Kiryu doing? I personally don't think Kiryu is connected to the worm or working for the Tiger Nico or anything like that. I get the feeling that Kiryu is trying to take down the worm perhaps, and that's why he's pretty much brainwashed or got Ryuki on his side to help in that potentially. But yeah, Kiryu is definitely up to something, and the way this chapter was set out, it kind of seems like Ryuki and Kiryu are like the dark side, and then Oma and Koga are like the good side or the light side, and that Koga may be trained by Oma for a future fight, and that Ryuki will be trained by Koga for a future fight, and it'll be something like that. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, Kiryu's up to something, but chapter 147 of Kengan Omega is pretty much set up, so I'm very interested to see where this goes. I don't think this whole Ryuki and Kiryu situation will be explored too much next chapter. I'm guessing it will be more so on Koga maybe challenging Oma, seeing where their fight goes, and then maybe what happens after that, maybe the rise of Koga with some training. But I do think we're going to stay on Koga for a little bit, or at least a few more chapters, and then eventually we'll see what happens with Kiryu and Ryuki and whatever they're doing. Let me know down below what you think they're up to. I personally believe they're going against the worm. Kiryu's separate on his own mission and has kind of corrupted Ryuki potentially. But yeah, some very interesting stuff, and I'm very excited to see where the story goes from here. If you haven't already, make sure to check out all the other stuff in the description. It will be greatly appreciated. Shout out to these absolute mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. And yep, that's it guys. Peace.